Hello, hello, everybody. I'm Steve Reinharz, your CEO of Artificial Intelligence Technology Solutions, with what is going to be one of probably 50 weekly video updates that we put together for you every year. So, continuing on that tradition of working to make sure you are the most informed and up-to-date investors, fans, and followers on the OTC that we could possibly manage, I welcome you to this weekly update, and I continue to ask you, please share, like, talk about it. Let's keep the momentum going. You are doing a great job of exposing AITX to other potential fans and followers. We all thank you. I thank you from my behalf, for our company's behalf, and for all of our behalf. So thank you very much. Now, this week, we issued 3 press releases. And the first one we issued on Monday was about the Ask Me Anything that we held the day before on March the 3rd. And it was great. It was really, really great. There are a lot of really great questions. I haven't actually checked how many views we have on it, but it's got to be well over 1,000 by now. And I encourage you, watch it, read the transcript, but there's some good information in there. Now, I expect that since you're watching this, that you've watched and read and understand the forward-looking statements that we make, the disclaimers that we make, and so forth. Basically saying, hey, there is risk involved, anything can happen. All right, everybody, the sequence that you're gonna see next has been kind of heavily cut by me and our attorney that I ask for advice from when I'm doing public communications. And the reason is that I like sharing. Everybody knows I like sharing. I'm here sharing right now. And sometimes things that I share, if I share them in a certain way, can create issues for us in terms of setting expectations and other related items. So I run everything by our SEC attorney. And what you're going to see is the best that I can share. It definitely gets the point across. And we'll take it from there, right? Okay, that's it. Let's carry on. At this point, at the beginning of this fiscal year, which is now, I'm comfortable enough to say 2026 could be the year for uplist. Now, what are the ifs, if, that we have to string together to get to the conditions where I feel we do the uplist? Those ifs really have to do with a continuation of sales and revenue production at about the same rate of the last 2 quarters of last fiscal year. When you're close to operational profitability like we are, it becomes easier to clean up, renegotiate the balance sheet, which I've mentioned is another critical element for us to uplist. Anything can happen. We talked about it a little bit on the AMA. Now, I've said anything can happen a bunch of times because I'm hoping that this is allowed to be kept in by our legal counsel. I think that it's important and it's material, and we have enough of a track record to be able to say this. It's a responsible thing to say and to share with our investors. So that's great. So that's the first big thing that came out of that AMA. But watch it or read the transcript. There's some good info in there, some good questions about the company and the stock. The next thing that we announced, which was the following day on March the 5th, is we talked about how we deployed, I want to say 55 or 59 devices in February and last month. Now, that is the most, I'm going to be very specific. It's not necessarily that we deployed 55 devices in February. We started billing 55 devices in February. So remember how it goes. We get the order. Maybe we have the unit built. Hopefully soon we'll have devices on the shelf that we can ship out quickly. But either way, we get the device built, configured, shipped, which means the customer's ready to receive it. If it's a Rosa, might have to do some electrical. If it's a Rio, we just need a spot of where to put it. Anyway, all these things have to be coordinated. They take time. Once it's on site, we've got to turn it on, make sure the settings are right and the customer accepts it. At that point, we start billing. So having a month where we kind of activated billing on 55 units, I felt was significant, and I wanted to make sure that everybody in our universe knew that. So that was a good one for us, I think. And then, today I'm recording this on Thursday, and we did a press release this morning. I was just looking at kind of our calendar of events, and we're always going to shows. We're always doing stuff. You've probably followed us or seen us as we do different events, with Allied Universal around the country. But I'm looking at it, I'm like, wow, we have a huge firearm detection webinar. There's just a bunch of events, and that is excluding ISC West, which is in April. So I felt that, hey, I really wanted to get the word out about the firearm detection webinar. We have a lot of active AITX fans, followers, and investors that share this information with the organizations that they're part of, either colleges or healthcare or whatever customers that they may have or companies that they work for. So I wanted to get that into everybody's hands in case they wanted to either attend the webinar or share it with other people or both. So that was something that we wanted to get out today in your hands. So a good week of communications this week followed, preceded by a really good AMA that I think was good. So I wanted to make sure that you know that we're communicating and that you have access to the information that you need to make the decisions and spread the word. Because some of the stuff that I see on some of these other OTC stocks make me go crazy. And that is exactly why, and it reinforces why I'm here sharing clearly, transparently, and consistently. And you are following along and supporting because you know that this is a very, very real company on what appears to be an incredible trajectory. So anyway, I just thought that was kind of interesting. I wanted to share. I wonder how many of our investors that we are the only OTC company that they own for those reasons. The boards might be filled with OTC chatter and Twitter OTC chatter for folks who do more in OTC. But hey, I wanted to share that, Let's squash the rumors. Let's have real information. And definitely take anything that you see on boards with a grain of salt. Now, we're going to be running out of time on this call. And I'll share with you what's not going to make the call. I look at our org chart a lot and, maybe make some pieces, add a piece, move a piece in order to get the best we can for scalability, efficiency, and so forth. And we've been doing that the last couple of months as we've been preparing for this next chapter that I've talked about. I'm very, very, very comfortable with how we are organized right now and everybody on our team. And I wanted to kind of share that with you. I have a version of the org chart with all the names scrubbed out, or most of the names scrubbed out, but the positions and the departments visible. I was going to go through that with you, but we're just out of time because what I want to talk about with the last minute or so here, I try to keep these to 10 minutes, is when we're adding recurring monthly revenue. All right, guys, go on. Sorry, I had to let the dogs out of the room here. When we're adding recurring monthly revenue, if I say, hey, we added $50,000 in recurring monthly revenue this month, that gets added to the recurring monthly revenue from prior months. It's important that I talk about that because it's a critical measure that I watch, that we all watch, because Wall Street will value us as a multiple of our recurring monthly revenue and, of course, the EBITDA that's produced from the recurring monthly revenue. So very important that we watch that. Okay, folks, that 10 minutes went fast. Wow. I can go on. I love sharing. Thank you very much. Next week, maybe we'll dig into the org chart. In the meantime, thanks for watching. Like, share, subscribe, share, comment. You guys know what to do. Thank you so much, everybody.